Shalom. 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 Hold on a second. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakal Kadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And you kind of know where I'm going. You know, those who follow my Akim and Aqua that follow my channel. Usually when I do these types of videos, it's pretty much a compilation of things that's going on here in the city. You know, and this ain't no different. It's just more judgment, more crime, more destruction, more proof that this place is collapsing, that this place is not what it used to be. As much as you people in the world want to, you know, have this false hope that this country is going to bounce back. You know, this is it for Esau Edom's kingdom. And the ushering in of the righteous kingdom under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Right? So, you know, you better get on board, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, because, you know, you try to take hold of this society, this country, you know, you're gonna go down with it. You know, when we all go off, we all fall, but you got to get back up and follow and seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Not go to church on Sunday, you know, dancing, hooting, and hollering, and come out and think that you're good. But without further ado, we're gonna play this. But before I play this, I want to get the scripture, man. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria, which America is spiritually all of those places. It says, gird up yourselves with cloths of sack hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. This is the Lord, man. He's saying to America, Babylon the Great, that its destruction is at hand, man. And you can, if you're in the right spirit, you can see that this thing is about to be full-fledged, you know, out of control, man. Verse 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? What's the sword? The destruction. It said, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Right? Who can drive away the plagues that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is bringing upon America, Babylon the Great, man? The answer is nobody. Right? It says, verse 8, I'm going to jump to 8. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Right? So that's the proof of who's doing it. You may say, oh, the white man. Yeah, the white man is being used. Right? But who's in control of it all, man? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Because the Lord controls this devil. Right? So, hey, that's it, man. Going down to verse 11, it says, the Lord shall threaten, because the Lord is threatening America, Babylon the Great, and not just threatening, he's doing it, man. It says, and who shall not be utterly beaten into powder at his presence. So there's judgment every day. You know, as you're gonna see here, and you know, judgment is always, you know, going on. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is always at work. So without any further ado, let's play this. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, willing, elect be edified. Shalom.
Here are some of the crimes from across the 5 boroughs. We begin this week in Brooklyn at the scene of a tragic double stabbing outside a Park Slope deli.
An unimaginable heartbreak for a family tonight.
And some of these stories I don't went into already, you know. Some of these stories, Salaki. Yeah, Salakia. Some of these stories I don't went into already, and you know, touched on, but just reiterating the judgment that's going on in this place, man. Tear it up.
After 19-year-old twin sisters were both stabbed in Park Slope early this morning. One of the sisters tonight has succumbed to her injuries. Fox 5's Kendall Green has more on the brutal attack.
She's taking it real hard. You know, we never expect nothing like this to happen. What are you going to do?
Alfonso Goodson is facing a level of grief he never imagined he'd feel after getting a sobering call Sunday about his granddaughter, 19-year-old Samaya Spain.
Said, Granddaddy, Samaya got stabbed and she died. You know,
what was your reaction?
I couldn't believe it. My wife started crying and everything.
Police got the call about a stabbing around 2:20 Sunday morning after someone stabbed Samaya and her twin sister right outside of the Natural Plus bodega in Park Slope, Brooklyn. Mohammed Albar, who works at the store, watched the girls grow up.
They're very nice girls. I know the family. It's very nice. So sad to see them. One of them gone. One of them, she passed away.
A witness on scene says some guys were hanging out at the store, hitting on the group of girls who just walked in.
One of the guys had complimented the two girls that had walked in with their friends, and they said no.
The groups started going back and forth arguing before one of the men walked down the block angrily, according to.
Hey, you know what that dude was into, man. You seen it by, you didn't even have to see his face. You can hear his voice and see how he was dressed, and you can tell what was going on there. But that's another video for another time.
To witnesses. Minutes later, one of the men in his 20s, they say, came banging and kicking on the bodega doors, with the girls still inside. Workers locked the door until he walked away again. When they unlocked the doors, that's when the attack happened.
A guy in all black had stabbed one of the girls in her neck and the other in her arm and ran,
leaving the knife he used right there on scene. Officials expect Samaya's twin sister to be okay, while the workers who witnessed the brutal attack, too, have their scars.
When I come in, they went out. They look like in their faces like so sad about it.
The news reinforcing nearly every father's fear.
I think every father would think about something like this happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the worst call you could get. Like, something happened to your daughter.
Now, police have yet to make an arrest in the case. Anyone who may have seen anything or know anything about the suspect is asked to come forward.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief.
Staying in Brooklyn, police make an arrest after a chaotic and deadly shooting in East Flatbush.
We're learning new information about that police-involved shooting in Brooklyn where the suspect was killed by police as he was chasing two other people.
So here's where it gets complicated. The man the gunman was chasing has now been arrested. Let's get right to Good Day's Briella Tomasetti. She joins us live from that scene in East Flatbush with the latest. Briella, good morning.
Yeah, Tashani and Dan, this is an interesting update to say the least. That man, 20-year-old Jeremiah Adams, was arrested in connection with an entirely different case on charges including attempted murder. Now, he hasn't been charged in relation to this shooting, considering police are still trying to piece together exactly what happened in the moments leading up to that deadly confrontation.
An unexpected twist in the police-involved shooting that left a 20-year-old gunman dead after he opened fire at two people on a busy Brooklyn street. The NYPD has confirmed that one of the people he was shooting at, 19-year-old Jeremiah Adams, has been arrested for attempted murder, robbery, and criminal possession of a weapon in relation to an unrelated March 7th case in Brownsville. According to the New York Post, who has cited police sources, the gunman was chasing after Adams for mugging him moments earlier. Ring camera video shows the moment gunfire was exchanged between police and the shooter, sending people running and ducking for cover. Investigators say 4 uniformed officers were in an unmarked patrol car near the intersection of East 57th Street and Remsen Avenue just before 6 o'clock Monday evening, when they were alerted to an active shooter situation. After canvassing the area for a few minutes, they rounded a corner and located the 20-year-old gunman who was running down the street and firing off shots at two people. Police allege that's when the four officers jumped out of their car and returned fire. The gunman was shot multiple times and rushed to Kings County Hospital, where he died from his injuries. His 9mm handgun was recovered from the scene.
You know, someone walking by could get hit. You know what I mean? They had to do what they had to do. That was the point.
East Flatbush resident Nathaniel Nierenberg's pickup truck was hit by stray bullets. 60-year-old mechanic Henry Massop was also injured during the crossfire. Massop's friend and colleague Ricky Thomas, who didn't want to show his face on camera, watched him get shot twice.
So I was calling Henry to tell him, let's go see who this guy is. When I looked, I saw Henry start to stumble. So I grabbed him and rip off his shirt. See a gunshot wound through his side, then one in his arms. If I didn't walk away, I probably would have got shot.
Now, it's still unclear who shot Massif. In other words, if the gunfire came from the active shooter or the responding officers. However, we did speak with neighbors who visited Massif in the hospital. They say that he is in incredibly good spirits, and right now he's just feeling very lucky to be alive.
Moving to Queens, a man is slashed in the face aboard an LIRR train. The whole thing caught on camera.
A wild scene captured on board the Long Island Railroad.
That's right. A man slashed in the face by a suspect who tried to block him from getting on the train.
Fox Eye's Arthur Chian talked to riders at Grand Central taking the same route today.
The uncommon outbreak of violence on the LIRR was captured on cell phone video. A rider being slashed in the face on a train that left Grand Central at 3:22 in the afternoon, heading for Far Rockaway. Police say a 32-year-old man was blocking the doorway when a 27-year-old tried to get on board at Sutphin Boulevard. Words were exchanged. Then the 32-year-old followed the victim, took out a box cutter, and started slashing him. Riders were stunned to silence, most of them just trying to get away. A third man runs towards the assault and tries to break it up. Police arrive and arrest Benneth Ekwegbalu, a resident of Jamaica, Queens. Tonight, he's been charged with assault, menacing, criminal possession of a weapon, and harassment. LIRR riders on the same line today reacting to what happened.
It's pretty surprising. Usually you hear about the subways, but LIRR is pretty safe most times. But yeah, sometimes there's some sketchy characters that come on board.
I feel like that's something I would see, like, if you take like the 2 or 3, like the MTA. Well, I know this is the MTA, but like those other trains. But like I feel like on the Lurd, you don't see that type of stuff like at all.
Last week, a violent encounter unfolded on an A train during rush hour in Brooklyn. A man in dark clothing menaces a subway rider. The situation devolves with the same man pulling out a gun. The passenger he targets is able to wrestle the gun away from him and shoots his attacker. Whatever sparked the violence on the A train or the LIRR, Ahmed has some good advice for everyone.
Just be courteous. You know, we're all going through the hustle and bustle of New York. So, understand that some people are having a bad day, some people are having a good day. So just be courteous to each other. That's all.
If there is an upside to what happened here, it's how quickly the suspect was arrested. The NYPD tells us 2 off-duty NYPD officers happened to be on that train, and it was those 2 officers who made that arrest. A quick resolution in this case, while the more complicated one of ongoing violence in transit continues.
Now we head to Manhattan, where a popular Israeli restaurant on the Upper West Side is targeted by vandals.
Police on the Upper West Side are investigating after a popular Israeli restaurant is tagged with graffiti.
That's right. You can see here red paint splashed all over the building, and the words "form line here to support genocide" were written on the sidewalk in front of it.
Fox Eye's Chris Welch talked to the owner about what happened.
It's just scary and it's rude, It's like, I don't know, I have no words. I cannot find the right word. I'm just terrified.
When Ben Zara showed up for her shift at Effie's Cafe Sunday morning, the paint and graffiti was still wet. She knew it had just happened.
Red blood paints, like sprinkled all of here, dripping.
Hey, man, so you seeing the spirit that the people in the city are in, man? They're in the spirit of vengeance. In the spirit of criminal activity, man. Right, nowhere is safe, man. You're on the train, you're on the bus, where you work, Anybody can get it anywhere, man, at any time. See, we've been telling you people to get right, man. Our people, that is, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, because, hey, it's only going to get worse. As the weather heats up, it's going to get worse. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is bringing forth his judgment, because this place is on its way out, and this is on this hit list. This is the number one place on this hit list, man. Right? Let me get something real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 2. It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people," man, because the people are in gross darkness, right? They can't see, they're blind, they're dead spiritually, man. All they see is red. It said, gross darkness to people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee. Who's the thee? The elect, man. The brothers that's doing the work. It says, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Right? Job 10 and 22. A land of darkness. What's that land of darkness? America, Babylon the Great, man. Right? A land of darkness as darkness itself, and the shadow of death, without any order. There's no order here. People just doing what they want to do. You know? Salakia, 1 second. People just doing what they want to do, man. There's no knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua in this land. They're trying to get rid of the Lord in this land, man. Trying to make everybody believe there is no God. So what do you think the Lord gonna do? He gonna show you there is a power, man. And he's the only power. Right? Let's get it again. Job 10:22. A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness, man. Right? You know, where the light is as darkness. Right? So anything good you do according to the will and the ways of the Heavenly Father is considered darkness, and darkness is considered light, man. Right? Darkness is considered light. So, hey, man, this whole place is upside down. This whole place is upside down, man. Let me get one more. This is Isaiah 24 and 1. Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down. Yeah, now everything that is right is wrong, and everything that is wrong is right, man. Anything that's anything that's sinful is being praised, and anything that's righteous is being demonized, man. Right? It says, and scattered abroad the inhabitants thereof. Verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down, man. This place is broken down. Right? Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Right? So this city is broken down. Right? And what you gonna do, man? Because it's gonna continue to break down. Who got the answers? Who you as a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American need to turn to, man? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Let's continue.
And the black sign about genocide, and the Free Gaza sign over here.
But 24 hours later, thanks to support from a community armed with power washers, it is essentially gone. And that community showed up once again hours later, filling the tiny West 96th Street Cafe. How hard was it to get a table today?
It took a while, but it was well worth the wait.
I want to show that when these horrible things happen, we're just going to unify, and it's just going to embolden us to do more and to support more.
They never go out for lunch.
Oh, these man, these people, man, are wicked as hell, man. Right? The ones that commit, genocide and bomb people and do all types of things. They're the ones that's claiming that everybody else is evil, man. When they the epitome of evil, man. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
But, when we see senseless vandalism to Jewish establishments, it gives all of the motivation to go and support.
What makes New York the best place in the world is out of many, one. If I don't come here in solidarity with my Jewish neighbor, then I am not only a coward, but I'll put myself in a vulnerable situation.
We have to all oppose anti-Semitism as we have to oppose racism of any type.
Congressman Jerry Nadler, the most senior Jewish member of the House, had a message for those who did this.
We will oppose you, and you should be more intelligent. People should be judged individually and not as members of groups, and you've got a lot to learn.
Now, as to the search.
Well, these devils, they judge the whole nation of Israel the same, man. They don't look at individuals, man. These are small hats. They are, they run around with that anti-word when, they got the whole world believing that they're the only, ones from that line, man. Which they ain't the only ones from that line. There are many nations from that line. So these people are liars, man.
For those responsible, the NYPD tells us they have notified the Hate Crimes Task Force, but the investigation remains ongoing.
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
Back in Queens, police are on the hunt for the phony delivery driver linked to at least 9 break-ins across the borough.
Well, one of the victims is a 35-year-old single mother. She is devastated by this. She says the suspect stole $9,000 from her, and now she is behind on her rent as well as other bills.
It's been a nightmare, honestly.
35-year-old Estella Eilis says the burglar broke into her apartment in Sunnyside, Queens through a bathroom window and rummaged through her drawers and closets.
He took almost like $9,000 cash.
It was her savings. She says she withdrew from the bank to deposit into another bank. Money she says took years to save from her job at Trader Joe's. Money she desperately needed for her 12-year-old daughter.
Man, he just messed up my life. I work very hard every day.
The NYPD says the suspect has been disguising himself as an Amazon worker, wearing an Amazon delivery vest and breaking into apartment windows in Sunnyside, Astoria, and Long Island City, Queens, stealing more than $32,000 in cash, jewelry, and other property. The serial burglar started hitting apartments a year ago in January and has struck at least 9 times. The most recent was March 5th.
He took my jewelry. He took speakers, headphones, my Apple Watch.
The NYPD is asking for the public's help in identifying the suspect. They want to get this guy off the streets before he hurts another person like Estella.
It's been very hard for me. Now I'm back up on my rent. I hope he enjoyed all the money that he took from me.
And finally, just outside the city, a robbery takes a turn for the worse in Mount Vernon, leaving 2 people dead.
Well, new developments tonight in the deadly shooting outside of a warehouse in Mount Vernon.
All right, 5 men have now been charged with murder and the robbery gone wrong, while authorities continue to look for more suspects. Fox 5's Richard Giacobas live outside the federal courthouse in White Plains with the latest tonight. Richard.
Steve, Natasha, it was a 36-hour manhunt that ended in the Bronx today following that robbery at a Mount Vernon warehouse, a deadly robbery. 5 men brought here to the federal courthouse in White Plains after they attempted to rob a warehouse, a robbery again that went horribly wrong. FBI agents have been on their trail since early Tuesday morning. Authorities say it was outside this warehouse on South 5th Avenue in Mount Vernon at around 10 o'clock Monday night. 2 customers pull up, placing an order for a bunch of vapes and hookahs. According to the criminal complaint, the warehouse sells unlicensed marijuana and nicotine products. Officials say it took workers at the warehouse 2 hours to prepare this order. Then at around midnight, warehouse employees say once the order was ready, they bring it outside. That's when more than a dozen people exit a nearby van and pull out guns. These images released from surveillance video by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Words are exchanged, according to the complaint, before a gunfight between the warehouse employees and the suspects break out. One of the robbers and a worker were killed in the shootout. After an extensive search that involved FBI agents, the NYPD, and members of the Mount Vernon Police Department, investigators located surveillance video that tracked the van to a Bronx apartment in the Belmont section. They were able to arrest 5 men from these surveillance photos captured in that apartment. Joseph Perez, Joan Diaz Feliz, Iario Contreras, Herpe Diaz Feliz, and Victor Jimenez, all charged with multiple counts, including murder and robbery. According to the criminal complaint, on the charge of murder in a drug trafficking crime, all 5 men could face the death penalty or life in prison. Now, we're going to show you a picture of that U.S. Attorney's Office put out. They're still searching for other suspects in this case. This is the alleged gunman known as Marcos. This is his photo. If you know him or anything about this case, you're asked to call the FBI at 212-384-1000.
And that's this week's Crime in the City. Subscribe for more at youtube.com/Fox5NY.
So, you know, the Lord is doing his thing, man. Right? Let's get this. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So every morning the Lord brings his judgment, man. It can be one place, it can be multiple places, man. And his judgment going on throughout the whole earth. Thousands of judgments, man. And the Lord does it all. So, hey, man, you want to keep playing with the Lord? You go ahead, man. Keep trying the Lord. Keep not repenting and turning back from your wickedness, Israel. The Lord got something for you, man. So I just wanted to go into that. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, willing, the elect was other Father. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua. Hey, until the next lesson. Shalom.